It isn't as simple as just reading a few Maya Angelou poems during Black History Month. We have to fully incorporate the work and ideas of people of colour into each aspect of the curriculum by rethinking the very foundations of our education system to a point where it doesn't feel performative but provides beneficial insight. And the final step is to adapt. The whole point of decolonising the curriculum is to make the outlooks and experiences we study more universal. And naturally, these change with time.
Hey guys, my name is Madi and you are welcome to Madi Speaks. It is safe to say that the UK, as we know it, has fallen. Yes, the UK has fallen. I made this post on X and I said, this nonsense can only be tolerated in the West. No country in Africa will empower a non-indigen to come on a podium and complain about how the academic curriculum is made up of African authors and African teachings. I was referring to the video below and I will be playing it for you guys shortly. And yes, I meant every word. When you get to a point where anybody can come into your country, easily become a citizen, and then be given a platform and a voice to complain and cry that the academic curriculum of that country needs to be decolonized, using the words decolonization in your own country, your own fatherland, in the land where your forefathers have bled and thrived, their bones have merged with the earth and the soil, and a foreigner is making statements about decolonization in your country. The fact that the indigenes of this country will sit down and listen to this lecture without sending that foreigner, that foreign citizen, back to their country where they can enjoy a familiar academic curriculum shows you that that country is headed for a massive decline. The indigenes are losing their identity and it wouldn't be long until they are totally replaced by these foreign citizens. Anyway, before we dive into the video though, please consider subscribing to the channel if you've not already. Like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or buying me a coffee if you like, as a way of supporting the channel. Alright.
It isn't as simple as just reading a few Maya Angelou poems during Black History Month. We have to fully incorporate the work and ideas of people of colour into each aspect of the curriculum by rethinking the very foundations of our education system to a point where it doesn't feel performative but provides beneficial insight. For example, at Nottingham Girls High School, we've refined the English curriculum to provide students with a more representative approach to the literature they study. We've replaced controversial books by white male authors, such as Of Mice and Men and The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas, with pieces of literature that celebrate a diverse array of authors and themes, such as The Bone Sparrow and The Alchemist. We've also changed the language we use when teaching. Instead of referring to specific poems as poetry from other cultures, the module has been renamed to Powerful Voices, so as to avoid othering certain cultures and students, and to eventually break down the Eurocentric view on literature. However, change needs to be made on a wider national scale to provide students across the country with a more rounded view of the society we live in. When we learn about British history, we'd also learn about the realities of people living under the British Empire. Instead of just European languages, there'd be the option to learn Mandarin, Arabic, and Hindi. Every subject has the capacity to change. And the final step is to adapt. The whole point of decolonising the curriculum is to make the outlooks and experiences we study more universal. And naturally, these change with time. Every shift in the political climate, every development on the global stage affects individuals differently, be that due to their sexuality, gender, race, religion, or economic background. And it's essential that we're willing to reflect these changes within the curriculum. There's a famous quote by George Santayana, which I imagine many of you will know. Me quoting a white European man is, in a way, ironic. I struggled to find an equally popular and relevant quote by, for example, a woman of colour, showing how our views on history are dominated by a specific demographic of people. Anyway, it's those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it.
Look, I don't blame her. I don't fault her at all. Rather, I blame the United Kingdom. I blame the United Kingdom's government. You will never see a Pakistani foreigner making these sorts of demands in places like, say, Ghana or Nigeria, Cameroon, wherever, mention it in Africa. Imagine an Indian coming to Nigeria and making comments like, we need to decolonize the languages spoken in this country. You shouldn't just speak Nigerian native languages. Also, we should incorporate Hindi and Sanskrit and Urdu. We shouldn't read books. We shouldn't only read books written by black African males. Example, Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, and mentions other black male authors. We must always incorporate Indian authors, especially Indian female authors. Any Nigerian here will tell you the chances of that happening, and that is close to impossible. In fact, that is impossible. And that is because the environment and the people in it will not give that foreigner or foreign citizen the chance to do that. No matter how long you stay in an African country, they will never see you as African. You will always be a foreigner. Even if you obtain citizenship, you will always be a foreigner. You will not smell public offices. Political offices are not for you. There's a huge limit to what you can and cannot participate in. This might not appear nice to people on the outside, but it has preserved these African nations from a lot of distasteful situations, just like what we are seeing coming from this woman right here. This woman says that the British people have to rethink the foundation of their education system to a point where it doesn't feel performative. I really don't know what she's talking about. And also, I really do not know what people of color, like she said, has to do with the foundation of British education system. You see, when these people want to get something out of these foreign governments, they tap into the black privilege, the black victimhood, okay? I call it the black privilege because it gets things done. It gets requests granted. Once you play your card, your black card properly, and you mention slavery, boom, your needs are being met immediately. So yeah, it is a privilege, the black privilege. And that is why these non-white and also non-black complainers, when they need something from the white government, they present themselves like black people. They look for ways to insert so-called black struggles so that they can, be listened to, because they know that the white government listens to blackness. One time I saw a group of Muslim Arabs protesting and marching for one ridiculous movement in London, and on the placards they were holding, okay, they were the things I saw written in them were Black Lives Matter. It was so funny. I remember asking my brother, what has Black Lives Matter to do with Arabian Muslim protests? It is insane, but we know the game. Unfortunately, these Western governments doesn't know the game, and they keep falling for the tricks all the time.
For example, at Nottingham Girls High School, we've refined the English curriculum to provide students with a more representative approach to the literature they study. We've replaced controversial books by white male authors, such as Of Mice and Men and The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas, with pieces of literature that celebrate a diverse array of authors and themes, such as The Bone Sparrow and The Alchemist. We've also changed the language we use when teaching. Instead of referring to specific poems as poetry from other cultures, the module has been renamed to Powerful Voices.
These guys want you gone, UK. They want to replace you, United Kingdom. They are already taunting you people that you have no culture, and that whatever culture you claim is yours is the one they brought over from their foreign countries into your own country, even though your culture is shining bright for all to see, starting from the language they are speaking, to the male coat and baggy pants she's wearing, her entire clothing included, to the shoes on her feet, to the microphone, I don't know, whatever thing in her ear, to the same literature and entire British academic curriculum she wants to erase. Instead of rightfully saying literature from other culture to signify that these literatures are not of British origins, she prefers to say powerful voices, which is a very vague description that tells the students nothing. Let us destroy the uniqueness of your culture and generalize it for us all. Now tell me, would they want the same thing to be done in Pakistan or Afghanistan or Iran or Yemen or Iraq or wherever? Would their government platform a white individual and listen to him or her try to tear apart and destroy what makes them who they are? In fact, the white individual will be accused of trying to colonize them or even worse, enslave them. But the United Kingdom and many other countries in the West are accommodating this nonsense. Now, this is a school in London.
Free, 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 free. Free, free! Free, free! Free, free!
What do you notice? This is King Charles and his wife visiting a school in Britain. What do you notice? The UK government have bent over and backward for these foreigners turned citizens. Foreigners turned citizens, okay? But yet, that is not enough for them. That is not enough for these foreigners turned citizens. They want the UK to renounce their identity and exist solely for them, foreigners. You know, Muslims, Indians, black people, Chinese, Japanese, whatever. Just adopt our own ways and erase your ways. That is all they want. And sadly, that is what places like United Kingdom is giving to them. The United Kingdom is almost doomed, and they don't even know it yet. I'm not even talking about the grooming gangs that are allowed to roam free, and when they are apprehended, they're just given a slap on the wrist. I'm not even talking about the millions, if not billions, of so-called asylum seekers pouring into the country. Asylum seekers who tear their passports and documents of recognition on arriving the shores of United Kingdom. I'm not even talking about those of them overpowering police officers and attacking these officers, burning down neighborhoods during their senseless protests, harassing women left, right, and center. I'm not even talking about those of them bragging and boasting that their religion would overthrow religion practiced in the country that took them in.
What do you think the timetable is for implementing Sharia in Great Britain? Do you feel like you're getting close?
You know, I would point towards, you know, Tunisia and Egypt and these countries to show you how quickly things can change. You know, it could be in a year or 5 years where people could be, you know, rejecting the kind of liberal democracy. They're unhappy because, you know, the basic needs are not being met. They're looking for alternatives. And, you know, revolutions happen very quickly. So, you know, I don't know how quickly the Sharia will come, perhaps in 5 years, perhaps in 10 years. Demographically speaking, you know, even within the next 15 or 20 years, Islam could be, you know, the major religion of countries like Britain and Belgium and France and these other European nations because of the rate at which people are reverting to Islam.
The mayor of London is Muslim. The mayor of Birmingham is a Muslim. The mayor of Leeds is Muslim. The mayor of Blackburn is Muslim. The mayor of Sheffield is Muslim. The mayor of Oxford is a Muslim. The mayor of Luton is a Muslim. The mayor of Oldham is a Muslim. The mayor of Rochdale is a Muslim. All of this was achieved by only 4 million Muslims out of the 66 million people in England. Today in England there are over 3,000 mosques. There are over 130 Sharia courts in England, and there are more than 50 Sharia councils. 78% of Muslim women do not work and receive state support and free accommodation. 63% of Muslims do not work and receive state support and free housing. State-supported Muslim families have an average of 6 to 8 children who all receive free accommodation. Every school in the UK is required to teach about Islam. The #1 most common baby name in England is Muhammad. This is not immigration.
I'm not even talking about those of them who left their country only to come to the UK and complain about the fact that the indigenes own pets like dogs drink alcohol, eat pork and turkey. Oh, there is no halal food here. The restaurants are all haram because there is no halal food here. Meanwhile, they left their country to come into a non-halal food country. I'm not even talking about any of that. I'm not even talking about the fact that the indigents cannot even have peace and quiet in their own homes anymore because they are being woken up by loud bells ringing and voices amplified by loudspeakers reciting one religious chant or the other. I'm not even talking about the fact that the owners of the country can no longer drive to their destinations in peace without encountering obstructions created by human beings who thought it was better to pray directly on the main roads as opposed to praying in designated buildings. The UK has indeed fallen. And that is all I have to say for now. But as always, guys, these are my thoughts, these are my opinions, but feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel. Like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or buy me a coffee if you like, as a way of supporting the channel. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.